don't know. I mean, you know, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you're always for the rebels, right?
Is that better? Do I look healthier now? I've seen a lot of pictures, the before and after pictures of Aleppo, Syria, and it's frightening. Just unbelievably different. It's like that was a beautiful city, and now it's just a bunch of gray rubble. I got an email that my Bisque, someone with manners would not be putting on lipstick in front of you. The pottery that I ordered, that I'm going to paint with glazes, is on its way here. New project coming up. One of the cups. And I really want to make some more bears or something. I really want to make some more tiny animals. Hey, would you like to suggest a tiny animal for me to make? A cat would be fun. Like kind of an abstract cat. And I love dogs. Maybe we should make little Henrys. I wonder if he'll model for me. Probably so. What clay animals would you like to see me make? What other are great projects to do in the wintertime when, like right now, it is really far too cold to be outside. It's pretty chilly. And it was 18 overnight. Our pipes froze, and my husband was running around like a crazy person. He turned off the water to the house and then waited for the pipes to thaw out and drip, and then turn on the water again, and then we dripped everything really hard. One side of the house gets more cold than the rest, and my husband's wife apparently forgot about the dripping and turned off her faucet, and then the pipes on that side of the house froze. I don't know why she did that. She's not from these parts. I swear when I grew up, back in the Northeast, it was very cold, but we did not drip faucets. Did we have more insulation? What's the deal? Are you all dripping faucets when it's freezing? We had no water for a while, and our rainwater tanks would have been a great thing to use to, for backup water, if that hadn't frozen. Okay, so these were 78 cents each, which is a lot easier than rolling them out and cutting them out yourself, obviously. But yeah, so a total of $2.34 for the 3 tiles, and that'll be awesome to paint on. Yay! So yeah, shipping was kind of high, but shipping is high. I guess it's not that bad. $14.19 for shipping. So cool. Can't wait to paint this stuff. It's going to be fun. As soon as I have these painted, we're going to do a glaze firing. That will be my first glaze firing. Where did I put them now? The chickens are actually still producing eggs pretty good, even though, like right now, it's 30-something degrees. I'm a child. Okay, I'm happy. That's really funny. What color should I make the rooster? Or is that a chicken? Oh, yeah! 6 of these. I got these from Clay King in Spartansburg, South Carolina, and the 6 bowls like this were $24.82. And then the square box, I ordered a square box, and I got a round box. But it's really cute, so I mean, I don't know if I care. This apparently is a hen called Henrietta, and I thought it was hilarious, so I wanted it. The box was $4.50. At least the square one was, but I ended up with a round one. And 3 4-inch tiles, and you can use these as coasters sometimes. Not like real sweaty drinks aren't great on this kind of coaster, but a hot plate, it's good for it.
I'm talking to my video camera. That's okay.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! Oh, I'm a polar bear.
All charges against all of us.
Not change his gender.
The bears crumbled in my fingers after I let the glaze dry on them. I don't know what happened except for that. Clearly they were not fired properly. Hey guys, so something really interesting has happened. Right after these pieces were fired, they were perfect. And then 2 days later, a popping occurred, and there's these little white areas here filled with dust. See that? That are popping out of the surface of the clay that I dug. And we have a lot of limestone here, and I did some research, and apparently those are like inclusions of plaster of Paris. I mean, limestone turns into plaster of Paris. So, some of the recommendations are that after the firing, that you soak these items in water, and that plaster of Paris will bond and make, permanently form something. Look, it's just, this was fine, the day after firing, and I have video evidence of this. Now, what's weird is, the bears entirely crumbled. So they were potentially overfired, or maybe that clay body had too much of that plaster in it. You could see the plaster. I wonder what happens when we wet this. Let's go wet this. The kitchen here. And see if it comes apart. No, it's not weaker. Wait, is it? I'm not sure what the total solution to this is, or if I had wet it within 24 hours. They say soak it for 24 hours after firing the clay. But like this piece didn't crumble, but had like a popcorn-like effect where little pieces are popping out of it. And I didn't try to break it. The bears just crumbled apart because they were glazed. Now this one, I glazed. I put a blue color on it, and then I put a clear gloss over the top, and it looks fine. I mean, it looks like it's holding up fine. And so I'm going to actually fire this in the kiln at a cone 06 and see how that does. But this one, I mean, I think it's kind of past its opportunity to soak it and salvage it. I don't know what happens 2 to 3 days post firing, but it was interesting that this has happened to a lot of people. And what's weird is apparently it's a low fire clay where I live, because I fired these in the fire pit and they didn't get nearly as hot. They never got that ring, that really finished ring sound that you get. So that has more of a ring. This was fired at a lower temperature. I don't know exactly what temperature because I did it over the wood fire. And this one didn't even seem as fired as that one. I noticed that the bottoms of the pots were glowing in the fire pit and the tops didn't glow as much, so I think the bottoms got more cooked, if that makes any sense, more glassified internally. But I'm going to soak this one in water and see if it just falls apart. Because, I mean, if it does, what the heck, what have I lost, right? Do you hear that? See what's happening here. it's absorbing a lot of water. It's sizzling. We'll just soak it and see what happens. Interesting, right? Ooh, look at the little stars of light coming off there. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, it's really cool. Like trying to understand the wild clay situation and what it's going to do. I mean, who knows? I mean, if this makes plaster of Paris, then perhaps it hardens up and it can be usable as a plant pot, which was its original purpose. Okay. So I'm reading this website, and one says it could be marl, calcium carbonate from seashells fired into it. And now we live on top of an ancient seabed, 150 million years old seabed kind of thing. And there's other information about, same things happening to a lot of other people. So I am not shocked. And I'm looking at the Ceramic Arts Daily. I guess it's some kind of a posting board, community board. So yeah, they're saying soak the clay in water. Interesting. So you're supposed to soak it within 24 hours, and it has now been, gosh, I don't know, a week? So what I'm thinking is that this is maybe salvageable, maybe not, but who cares? It's just such an interesting thing. They said something about it having to do with the calcinating of the limestone. Which I don't know what, that might just be pure calcium right there. Who knows? Anyway, it's so cool, and further experiments will, look at that. It's just crumbling under my fingers. Yep, they call that disintegration. So when I searched that on the internet and I wrote disintegrating, and that found what I needed to find. So anyway, I'm just going to chuck this aside, and I'm not going to soak it for 24 hours because what the heck, I mean, it's already falling apart. And we're going to learn a lot more to come. Really cool stuff, really science-y nerd stuff here.